Mr. Speaker,
One Federal Constituency, Edo State, I rise to move today a motion on the need to invoke the provisions of paragraph 17.3, part 1, 5th schedule of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, for the removal from office of the chairman of the Code of Conduct Tribunal. The House notes that the Code of Conduct Tribunal is one of the key components of federal institutions in the country, saddled with the statutory responsibilities of maintaining high standards of morality in the conduct of government business and ensuring the actions and behaviors of public officers conform with the highest standards of public morality and accountability. Also notes that a statutory institution of such magnitude is expected to be an epitome of moral rectitude and virtues of integrity, probity, and accountability. However, the official conduct of Mr. Yakubu Danladi Umar, chairman of the tribunal, has fallen short of the requisite standard of a public officer to conduct the affairs of such a tribunal. Aware of the conduct of the chairman Code of Conduct Tribunal, who recently engaged in a public brawl with a security guard at the Banex Plaza shopping complex, which necessitated an invitation from the Senate Committee on Ethics, Code of Conduct, and Public Petitions, and after his first appearance, where he admitted to having been involved in such a brawl, he refused to attend subsequent sittings, thereby frustrating the efforts of the committee to investigate the allegations against him. Also recalls that by virtue of the provisions of paragraph 17.3, part 1, 5th schedule of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, and section 22, sub 3 of the Code of Conduct Bureau and Tribunal Act, Cap 15, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, Mr. President and President Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces is mandated to act on an address supported by a two-thirds majority of the Senate and the House of Representatives, and praying that the chairman be so removed for misconduct, affirms that the invocation of the aforementioned constitutional provision is in this circumstance, seems to be the only way out to safeguard the sacred image of the Code of Conduct Tribunal, in line with the resolution of the 10th National Assembly to uphold the rule of law and sustain the ideals of corporate governance structure in Nigeria. Resolves to 1. Invoke and activate the constitutional provision as enshrined in paragraph 17.3, part 1, 5th schedule of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, and section 22, sub 3 of the Code of Conduct Bureau and Tribunal Act, Cap 15, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, by forwarding an address supported by two-thirds majority of the Senate and House of Representatives, which shall be acted upon by the President for the removal of Mr. Yakubu Danladi Umar as the chairman of the Code of Conduct Tribunal for misconduct, and 2, concur with the resolution of the Senate on the matter. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Manu Soro, member representing Darazogandua Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Bauchi State. Mr. Speaker, I came under constitutional point of order, paragraph 17.3, part 1, 5th schedule of the Constitution, to cite a point of order. With your kind permission, may I read, Mr. Speaker?
Go ahead.
A person holding the office of chairman or member of the Code of Conduct Tribunal shall not be removed from his office or appointment by the President, except upon an address supported by two-thirds majority of each House of the National Assembly, praying that he be so removed for inability to discharge the functions of the office in question, whether arising from infirmity of mind or body, or for misconduct or for contravention of this code. Mr. Speaker, citing this order of the Constitution, I want to observe that the Constitution provided the President to initiate the process for the removal of the Chairman of the Code of Conduct. And I believe this House is yet to receive a communication from Mr. President in that regard. So I want to preach with all sense of humility.
Thank you, Honorable Manu. I want to categorically, and the Senate has already taken action in this subject matter. Ours is just for concurrence. And we are accordingly guided by the provision of 2/3, of which I'm sure members, even in respect of Mr. President's directive, as well as the position already taken on bipartisan basis by the Senate, should be respected by this hallowed chamber. Thank you very much for your contribution. Those against you say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is, this prayer is resolved by the motion. Thank you very much.
Speaker, the Speaker of the entire Nigerians, I am Right Honorable Dr. Ibrahim Ayokunle Isiaka. I speak for the entire Nigerians, but I have a source. And my source is for Ewekoro Federal Constituency. I'm from the fastest growing economic state in Nigeria. I'm very proud to say I'm from Ogun State, Mr. Speaker, and distinguished honorable colleagues.
Honorable Matthew, please see the chairman rules and business later.
The leader of the House, I rise, Mr. Speaker, under your permission, to bring on this floor a very important motion on the need to investigate the abandoned fishing and hydroelectric power HEP optimization regional water resource projects at Owiwi in Obadaoko, Ewekoro local government of Ogun State. Mr. Speaker, the House notes the Owiwi multipurpose regional water resource project, which was abandoned since 2011, with all the derivatives and deliverables that ought to have been implemented. The earth concrete dam is a purposely designed facility for irrigation, fishing, water supply, and to provide 6 megawatts hydroelectric power. Worried that a 17-meter high and 900 meters length soil gravity dam with a reservoir capacity of 22.5 meters of a water treatment plant and an irrigation system with surface area of about 10 kilometers with water storage capacity of 22.5 million per cubic meters and hydroelectric power generation capacity of 6 megawatts has been so abandoned. Concerned that years down the lane of the project and that of the partial delivery, the end users have not benefited from the usage, and as such, the huge investment is wasting, thereby requiring a quick intervention that will make for the value chain benefits of the project through mitigation of health and other associated risk issues. The House is also worried that the partial delivery of the project has led to wasted investment which requires immediate intervention to mitigate all associated risks so mentioned, at ensuring that the project's value chain is achieved. The House hereby resolves: 1, urge the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation to complete the first phase of the Regional Water Resource Project at Owiwi in Ewekoro local government area of Ogun State. 2, also urge the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to utilize the 98 kilometers of land in the Ewekoro local government area for agricultural and agro-processing opportunities. 3, further urge the Federal Ministry of Power to harvest the potentials of the Regional Water Resource Project with the inbuilt of 6 megawatt hydroelectric power generation, and mandate the Committees on Water Resources, Agricultural Production and Services, Power to investigate the abandoned fishing and hydroelectric power optimization Regional Water Resource Project at Owiwi in Ogun State. Lastly, prayer for the House also to mandate the Committees of Water Resources, Agricultural Production and Services, and that of Appropriations to ensure that each segment of the project is captured in the 2025 budget estimates. Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues, I so submit with due honesty and sincerity. Thank you very much, sir.
I represent Ikonini Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I come from Akpabio State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to move a motion on the provision of affordable housing in Nigeria. The House notes that data is one of the crucial factors considered in the planning and execution of projects, whether at federal or supranational levels. Also notes that the housing sector in Nigeria, with a huge deficit, lacks veritable data for planning and execution of housing policies and strategies. Aware that, according to the World Population Review, over 24 million people in Nigeria are homeless, with no appropriate access to proper dwelling with some basic social amenities. Worried that Nigeria is among the top 10 countries with homeless populations, leading with 24 million, followed by Pakistan, Egypt, Syria, and Congo. Also worried that Nigeria relies on the World Bank report for housing data, as well as a market that works efficiently and provides decent shelter for its citizens. Cognizant that for a nation to grow, achieve peace, and enjoy stability, there's a need to have a housing data, as well as market that works efficiently and provides decent shelter for its citizens. Also cognizant that in December 2023, the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development awarded 3,500 units to renewed hope cities in selected states in the country. Resolves to mandate the Committee on Housing and Habitat to liaise with the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development to fix the lack of credible, scientific, and verifiable data on the state of housing in the country and ensure access to decent and affordable housing. And also mandate the Committee on Legislative Compliance to ensure compliance and report within 4 weeks for legislative action. Mr. Speaker, thank you for this time, and I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Nigeria, I'm from Lagos State, the state of aquatic splendor. I rise this afternoon to move a motion on promoting local languages as a medium of instruction in our primary and junior secondary schools in Nigeria. Aware that the use of local language will lead to strengthening the teacher-student connectivity. Also aware that promoting the use of our local language in our teaching instruction will also enhance the mother tongue, which of course is going into extinction. Further aware that engaging in the local communities in education, especially in the process, will encourage the community participation in teaching and learning. Note that using our local language, particularly at the elementary and junior secondary schools, will eradicate the use of English, which is not our mother tongue, and ensure that students can learn with their mother tongue and assimilate properly. Also note that the use of local language will ensure our cultural connectivity as against what we have today. Believe that prioritizing local language will bridge the gap in our education and ensure that our culture is promoted. Therefore, the House resolved to mandate the Federal Ministry of Education to commence a pilot program in selected schools across various states to assess the feasibility and benefit of utilizing local language as a medium of extraction and instruction. Finally, direct the Committee of Basic Education and Legislative Compliance to ensure compliance and report back to the House. I so move.
Honorable Aminu, can you go and sit down?